Kia ora everyone, welcome in. It is Zach here. It's been a long time, but I'm glad everyone's here. It's been far too long, actually. Hope everyone's doing well. It's a crazy time right now, obviously with lockdown and everything else going on. Before we get started though, I just wanted to run a little things past everyone. I think what I'd like to do is just go through some of the names, look at the squads, do a little bit of a preview because I think there's a lot of information here. We've got two teams, a bit of a weird format obviously with the North-South selections, but we've got two teams that I think look really good, but we need to know a little bit more information. So with that said, guys, I've got a couple of surprises for the stream as well. We've got a little bit of a new setup. Here we go. So the good thing about this setup, guys, is that you can follow along with the action. We've got the scoreboard going on right there. We've got the chat window that's going to appear there right now as well. On top of that, I'm going to be displaying a few things during the game, guys. So we're going to be able to run through stats and other things. We've got a little kickoff counter going on here as well. So we can just interact. There's lots going to be happening here, guys, and I'm just glad that everyone's here. It's, as I say, it's been far too long. But let's get straight into this, guys. I want to start off with a little preview, and before we get started, I want to take a look at the teams. So here's the overall squads, guys. And it's, as I mentioned, I'm not a big fan of this whole format of North versus South. I'll get into some of the discussions because I do think there's a number of players that have popped up in different teams that just doesn't seem to make sense, and you know, a few of the players are getting a bit of stick over it all as well. So let's dive into the squads. We're going to do a comparison across the players so that we can work out who we think is going to win this game. So let's take a look, guys. Diving a little bit deeper, let's have a look at the front row first off. So looking at the front row. Right, you've basically got two All Black packs here in Kautuna Kofe, Asafo Amua, Ofa Tungafasi. Ofa Tungafasi has been incredible in Super Rugby Aotearoa. One of the standout players, if not one of the top 5 players for me. So his physicality around the grounds, it's just a really mobile, dynamic front row here for the North. Translate that to Joe Moody, Cody Taylor, and Nepo Lalala. To me, those three guys in particular, Cody Taylor has been fantastic, but they're a much more technical front row. So for me, I think, you know, it's really a contrast between physicality and X factor against technical, what is more of a technical front row. Cody Taylor is a lot more accurate in the lineup than Asafo Amua, so I think that could play a part. I think in setting the platform here, they'll really be looking to guys like Cody Taylor and the second row to guide this platform. And as I said, it's 90% Crusaders here for the South. So even though on paper the North look really good, we can't discount the fact that there are established combinations here for the South. And I think that's going to play a part. So let's look into the locks. So as I mentioned, I do think that the line out is going to be a real attacking weapon here for the South. You've got Sam Whitelock and Mitchell Dunshea there. Patrick Tuipulotu, though, he's been one of the standouts of Super Rugby Aotearoa. So his physicality, he's really grown the last couple of years, and I think his physical play as well as his leadership is going to be a huge asset here. But I just think in terms of line-out, these two guys, Sam Whitelock and Mitchell Dunshea, are going to be very tough to compete with. So we're going to keep a close eye on that and see how that goes. Now everyone's talking about the back row, the loose forwards, and for good reason. The loose forward trio is a trio that I think a lot of people were hoping for, even at All Black level. So, you know, we get a really dynamic loose forward trio here in Adi Savia, Akira Ioane, and Hoskin Satutu. The big surprise this year has been Hoskin Satutu. He's been outstanding. I know that a lot of people were calling for him to be named as All Black number 8, and we know that there's a gap there with Kieran Reid leaving. So, I mean, I would be very surprised if he's not named in the All Blacks tomorrow morning. I expect him to be the number 8, and I expect him to sort of be established there for some time to come. Akira Ioane is a guy that had a lot of criticism, but he's really come on this year, looking really good. So it's going to be a great battle between him and Shannon Frizzell. Shannon Frizzell in Super Rugby Aotearoa, in my opinion, has been the best loose forward of the tournament. So, I mean, his ball carrying ability, his defense, he's been fantastic. He's more of that traditional number 6 that we haven't seen for some time. Guys like Jerome Kano, guys like Jerry Collins, that big, abrasive, physical guy. So I'm really, really glad to see him there, back in the action, and certainly in the All Blacks fold. Then you've got Christie and Tom Sanders. And for me, these two guys, I mean, they're very, very good players, and they're great over the ball. But I just wonder how effective they're going to be in this kind of format. I'd look for them to be really influential there at the breakdown, but in and around, with ball in hand, certainly the North has got the edge here in the loose forwards. Then we look to the back line, and in particular, those running the ship. So TJ Perenara and Beauden Barrett. A lot being made about the competition here between Beauden Barrett and Richie Mo'unga. For me though, Richie Mo'unga was the number 1 player in Super Rugby Aotearoa, and he's just been fantastic. He's really growing into that role of sort of leading that team around, and I just think that it's going to be a very interesting battle between him and Beauden Barrett. TJ Perenara starts here for the North. I mean, Aaron Smith had a really, really good season as well, so you could kind of pick who you want to start there. Looking at this lineup, they may bring in Aaron Smith. I'd expect quite a high rotation policy for these two teams, so they may bring in Aaron Smith to run quite a few minutes. Possibly TJ Perenara there at 10, that's an option. But yeah, I expect Aaron Smith to come in. One of the big standouts for me with Aaron Smith this year, his ball playing from 9 was fantastic. There was a couple of times where he basically took games over and was able to really be influential with his ball playing from 9. TJ Perenara probably doesn't give you as much of that, but I mean, he's a great player nonetheless. We all know that. Good point there from Johnny. Congratulations to TJ and Richie, new fathers. Father's Day tomorrow, so they're sneaking just in time for presents. And shout out to all the fathers out there as well. Make sure you enjoy your day. Put your feet up. Watch some rugby or some rugby league tomorrow. I think we all deserve it. Now, looking into the back line, we'll go to the centres next. So, Anton Leonard-Brown, Reiko Ioane versus Jack Goodhue, Braden Ennor. ALB and Jack Goodhue, obviously established All Blacks, fantastic players. So they cancel each other out to a degree. And then we've got a couple of newer guys there at outside centre between Reiko Ioane, Braden Ennor. Braden Ennor before lockdown was one of the form players in Super Rugby. After lockdown, he just dropped off a little bit. So, I think there's a little bit more he can do to really prove himself. And I think this is one competition where, there are real spots up for grabs with the All Blacks. You look at this and they call this an All Black trial, but it's not really, is it? Because most of the positions are there and settled. But then you look at a competition like this with Reiko Ioane versus Braden Ennor, and there is a real possibility that one of these two guys will make the All Black squad this year, particularly the way things are falling with other selections. So this is one area that I think it's up for grabs. I give the slight edge to Reiko at the moment. He was really, really impressed me in Super Rugby Aotearoa. But Braden Ennor, he's a player for the future, so he could really come out and do well here. But be keeping a close eye on outside centre. I think that's a real area that we can see some people targeting. And then we go to the back 3. So Caleb Clark, Severin Reese, and D-Mac up against Will Jordan, George Bridges, and Geordie Barrett. These 3 selections, these 3 combinations, they're All Blacks level combinations. Fantastic players. And it's going to be really, really interesting how all 6 of these guys go. I mean, Caleb Clark, he's shown a lot. He probably deserves an All Black spot. Then you've got a guy like Will Jordan who just set the Super Rugby Aotearoa on fire, scoring tries at will almost. It was unlucky not to be MVP of Super Rugby Aotearoa. Geordie Barrett has been fantastic. We can't forget D-Mac. A lot of people are counting him out. I think he's still got a part to play in the All Blacks myself. I don't think we saw the best of him in Super Rugby Aotearoa. The Chiefs just weren't generally going that well, but D-Mac's a guy that, behind a really good forward pack, and behind some other great players there on the back line, he can just inject himself to really catch defences off guard. And I think one of the issues that the Chiefs had is they were really looking for him to do a lot of work throughout, and it's hard when you're that kind of X factor player to be called upon all the time to try and win the game for your team, you know. So I think he's going to be a lot better in this game than he has been in Super Rugby Aotearoa. Moving on to the benches, Ash Dixon, one of the best hookers in Super Rugby Aotearoa for me. I think the North have the edge here in terms of the replacement front row. Ash Dixon, Aidan Johnston, Angus Tarval against Liam Coltman. Didn't see a lot of game time here, Liam Coltman. In Super Rugby Aotearoa, George Bauer, Tyrell Lomax. Then we've got Scott Scrafton, Manaki Selby Ricketts, Dalton Papali. This is going to be a really good rotation once these two guys come on. So Dalton Papali is probably the form number 7 for me in New Zealand right now. He was great for the Blues. And Dylan Hunt not far behind, really, really good player. So it'll be great to see these guys get some game time and see how they run. With this level of talent around them. Aaron Smith, unlucky not to start, as I mentioned. Interesting selection here, Finlay Christie, because, you look at the halfbacks, Aaron Smith, TJ Perenara, and Brad Weber, they're all sort of in that 30 bracket, so it remains to be seen how they're going to go in terms of longevity and with the next World Cup in mind. A guy like Finlay Christie, this says very clearly that he's kind of that next level, that next in line player. So great to see him get an opportunity. And I thought he was one of the better halfbacks at Super Rugby Aotearoa. I certainly think he deserves a spot, and he's one player that could just start to feature more at All Black level, the way that things are working out. Jordan says he's gutted for Boschia missing out. I totally agree. Early part of Super Rugby Aotearoa, he was just setting it on fire. Really unlucky that he doesn't get the opportunity to push on here and show his wares. Then we look to finish off the back line. So we've got Peter Umaga Jensen, Mitchell Hunt, Josh Ioane, Lester Fainganuku. Lester Fainganuku, great for him to get this opportunity because you got to feel for a guy who's struggling for minutes there at the Crusaders with their talent. So it's really good for him to get recognised here and get a run. What's interesting about Josh Ioane, me personally, I would have started him for the South. I think that the combination, if I just scroll back up here, the combination of Richie Mo'unga, Josh Ioane here at 12, and then Jack Goodhue at 13, I thought that would have been a really, really strong backline. Then you've got 3 playmakers there ready to go. Putty Parkinson, really unlucky to miss out. I think he was injured in the end, wasn't he? Fantastic name. Really, really unlucky that he didn't get an opportunity. So that's essentially it. Those are the players. We've still got a few minutes until kickoff time. Let me know in the chat who you think is going to take this. This really on paper, you look at the North and you think they're going to be difficult to beat. But I've just got a really sneaky feeling about the Crusaders continuity that's featured in this South team. They've got established combinations. These guys are match winners. They show the level of play that they can play. They're going to be very, very difficult to beat. If I had to guess who I think is going to win, it's a really, really tough one. I'd say the popular line is to go the North in a close one. But I've got a sneaky feeling, guys, that the South are going to take it, if I'm honest with you. I just think Richie Mo'unga, for me, is probably the best player in the world right now. He knows how to lead a team. He's got X factor. He's got great players around him that just know how to do their jobs. I think it's going to be really, really tight. I think Damien McKenzie is going to have a great game. But I think ultimately Richie Mo'unga might be the difference in this one, particularly if it comes down to goal kicking, because you've got we'll see if Beauden Barrett starts taking kicks. That's probably, we've spoken on this channel about his success rate. It's not the best, but let's see. He might take a few kicks and do well. I do think it's quite windy there in Wellington today, so it might be a difficult environment for him to pop some over. You've got the long range kick from there of Geordie Barrett, but do you want to be taking long range kicks when it's super windy like this? Let's see. Before the game starts, we're a few minutes away. Let's jump over to some of the comments. Sean, opposition run at him because a guaranteed try will happen while doing it. It's a little bit like that. I actually thought his defense was reasonably good in Super Rugby Aotearoa. I don't think. I mean, I really like his game. He's a role player. He fits into the Chiefs structure well, but he's probably not the guy for this next level of rugby. Now, I'm going to get set up with this game, guys. If you haven't already, grab a beer because I think the game's not too far away. I've got the scoreboard going here as well. We'll keep the chat window going as well. So, let me know in the chat who you think's gonna win this game. All right, let's go. Man, I'm so pumped for this game. This is one of those where it's like we're not actually sure how much international rugby we're going to get this year. So at least with this game, it's international level, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for it, man. Like I'm sure everyone else is. Hunter says the North game hasn't started yet. Still a few minutes away. North by 7, try at the end by Dalton Papali'i. Man, you just can't keep Dalton out of the tries at the moment. For the Blues, he was what did he score? Three or four tries, I think, this season. So I actually wanted him to start. I mean, Akira Ioane deserves his spot, but Dalton Papali'i's been one of the standout players there at probably the best pure open side I think that we've got in New Zealand. That's my personal view. Yep, Hunter says North. It's hard to pick it's hard to pick who to root for. Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence and you're not sure which way to go, you know, this just looks like there's a lot of X Factor players there in the North versus the Crusaders, basically, and I know a lot of those that are sort of in the middle, they're not big Crusaders fans because they're just sick of them winning, you know. So I think a lot of the impartial, you know, supporters will lean more towards the North because you know we do want to see the Crusaders come back down another level, you know, so that some others can get some success. Now let's see what's happening here. Where are we at? So over here I'm watching KO. I've got KO up and they're showing highlights from looks like the Force. Yeah, the Force versus the Rebels. But kickoff will be in a couple of minutes. It should be starting very, very soon. What are we? Yeah, two minutes away from kickoff. Yeah, I thought that about Akira as well. I know he's played reasonably well. You know, he's played reasonably well, but I just didn't think he was he's ready for that next step up. And if you look where he's playing at 6, Shannon Frizzell has been unbelievable. No one's going to take his spot there at 6. I think he's going to establish himself as the number 6 for the All Blacks. The only question is going to be around, you know, we've got Sam Cane still to come back in there, and I don't know. I would have preferred Sam wasn't named as All Black captain, but he is, so that takes up one spot. Then you've got Shannon Frizzell, who's been unbelievable. Artie Severe there, Hoskin Satutu. It's a logjam. It's really unfortunate for Dalton Papali'i, but I still think Dalton Papali'i and then Lachlan Boshier, to me, are the two best. You can put me on the spot, Jordan. All good. I will do a quick fire 23, who I think is going to be selected. I probably have different views to Fozzie. I just don't think he's... I just think he's just a bit stuck in his ways, old Fozzie. So, you know, I've got a view of who I think he will pick, but I would probably go in a different direction if I was selecting the All Blacks. So, what is happening here? Okay, we're going to bring this up, guys. Get this game ready, and then get into it. Moses asks, what are your favorite player, or who is my favorite player, I guess? From New Zealand right now, I'm a big fan of, I like Hoskin Satutu and the way he plays, but probably my favorite player in New Zealand right now is Dalton Papali'i. I think he's, yeah, great over the ball, scores a lot of tries, really good skills. Internationally, my favorite player would be I'm a big fan of Jonathan Davies. I like Manu Tuilangi. Hard to go past Maro Itoje. I'd say probably Maro Itoje is my favourite non-New Zealand player. Aaron, I agree with you. Sam Whitelock should have been captain. Or even Cody Taylor. Cody Taylor would have been a great selection for captain of the All Blacks, but Sam Whitelock's been there long enough. I think they were worried about whether or not he would make the next Rugby World Cup given his age. But I don't think you should select a captain planning for 4 years. You should be selecting someone who you think is right for the role now. And if you need to groom someone else for that role, if you're worried about their age, well, you do that in the leadership unit. You know, you don't do that. You don't just throw them into it. So game should be. I want the North to win. Question in the chat. I want the North to win, but I think the South might just take it. And game's underway. So right off the bat, Caleb Clark is mean breakaway. Game has started, guys. So we are 20 seconds in. Ardie Savea's got the ball. Right now the North are in. They're in South Territory. Oh, thanks, brother. Jordan. When I'm back, man, I think we're. I'll repay the favour. We'll have to do a beer at some stage. Plan to be back in New Zealand once things open up. All right, so North's attacking on the halfway line right now, and North get the. Looks like North get the penalty here. Tackler not releasing. So early penalty to the North. Caleb Clark with a really, really good breakaway there to get good field position there for the North. What's Bowden going to do? Yeah, he's kicking towards the corner. Good. Well, they've come out here with intent. That's good. I mean, with one of these... Thank you, Johnny, bro. I mean, with one of these, this game's more like an exhibition. So you don't want to see teams just start firing towards the posts. You know, we don't want to see that. We want to see some action. You know, so I'm glad to see them going for the corner right off the bat. So Caleb Clark took that right off the kickoff too, right off the kickoff and just straight through the defense 30-meter run. Not showing the game here, no, bro. So they take the line out, win there, the North, and not making a lot of ground. South are keeping them in check. TJ fires it out infield. ALB hits it up. Now it looks like, yeah, they're just rumbling it up in the forwards here, 10 meters out from the south line. And that is Akira Ioane making good. It was Patrick Tuipulotu making some good meters. Man, the South defense is up quick here. Yeah, I like Caleb. I think Caleb deserves an opportunity at All Black level. All chip through. Oh, it's the first try, Reiko Ioane. First try. Holy, looks like a bit of stuff after the try there. He pointed straight at Geordie. Man, what a line. I think I might be completely off the money here. I said that the South would take it, but that's a quick start, and they're looking quite difficult to stop. So first try goes Reiko Ioane. It was off a chip through from Bowden Barrett. Reiko Ioane right on the spot. Okay, looks like he was not happy with the knee. It looked like a sliding knee there, which he's complaining about a bit there. So they get off to a great start. And who's taking the kick? This is one of the questions. D-Mac taking the kick. That's the right call. I don't think you want Bowden taking the kick. All right. The wind's blowing the ball off. He's asking for the trainer to come in here, the water boy to hold the ball. Looks like a bit of rain there too. Oh, ALB's got him. ALB's holding the ball, so D-Mac can take this conversion. All right, D-Mac is hits the post and slides in. So they get the points there. 7-0 to the North. Score's been updated. Can't show the game, sorry. My favourite SA player. That's a forward pass from TJ. Who's my favourite player in SA? I'm a big fan of, I really like Mapimpi. Makazole Mapimpi is my favourite. I think he doesn't have the X factor of a guy like Cheslin Colby, but he very, very solid. Very, very good defender. All right, Richie Mo'unga's got the ball on halfway for the South. They're attacking. Gets it to George Bridge. And yeah, the South are just attacking about 40 metres out in the North territory. The arm's gone up as well. Who's that dropped the ball? That's Jack Goodhue. So the South get the penalty here. Looks like an offside. Yep, it's offside. Do not take the kick. We don't want to see a kick fest. What we want to see is some tries. So they're kicking for the corner. Adi Savia with hands on hips already. Mind you, he just sort of does that position a lot himself. So the South get a line out 5 metres out. What a kick. Gets them right into that corner there. Yes. Faf de Klerk, underrated halfback, definitely is. I mean, everyone loves Cheslin, Colby, Sia Khaleesi, Faf de Klerk. All right, I do think the lineout's going to be strength here for the South. They've got some good options and an accurate thrower in Cody Taylor. Yep, straight down there, uncontested to Sam Whitelock. South set up the maul, 5 metres out. Not gaining anything here. A little bit of movement in the maul. Yeah, they're getting a bit of movement. Going left to right, though. They're not a Brad Weber sniping run there. He's held up by Sever Reese. Good play there by Sever Reese. If they can keep him up. All right. Looks like ball's out. Oh, it's a try. South get the try. Nepolalala. He picked it out from the base of the ruck and just placed it over the line. So the South hit back immediately. I wonder, I mean, the way these guys are playing right now, I wonder if this is just going to become a bit of a tit-for-tat exhibition run. I mean, we'd like to see a bit more going on here, you know? Coyote says this looks like a typical New Zealand crowd. Attendance has been great at Super Rugby Aotearoa. I think that they're starting to realise that people want to see meaningful games. So Super Rugby Aotearoa, it was all meaningful games, every single game, and that's why the public really got behind it. So it was great to see crowds there. Obviously, with the COVID situation, no crowds here in Wellington. And Geordie slots it home to level it up at 7 apiece. One thing that stood out in that one, look at that. I mean, it's a pretty lucky try really there from the base there. The defense wasn't really set at the base of the ruck, but they hit back straight away. So 8 minutes in, and both teams on 7. Bowden Barrett goes deep. Nepal like KFC. All right, Geordie kicks it out of there, out of the 22. Oh, it's saved. It was bumbled there by Akira Ioane, the high ball, but he saved it just before it was a knock on. All right, Will Jordan's got the ball. This is it's one player we're going to watch closely in this game. And the South are attacking. Jack Goodhue breaks one tackle, gets over the advantage line. Another penalty. I wonder if this ref's... I thought he was a little bit... So Richie Mo'unga puts the kick over. Will Jordan manages to break the advantage line, throws it to the wing for Tom Christie, who can't take that ball. Looked to me like he was a little bit in front of the kicker there. Johnny, there's nothing wrong with KFC, bro. Maybe if you're playing the Chiefs that night, then you don't want to be on the KFC, but nothing wrong with it, man. All right. Ball is in. It's about the 35 meter mark for the South. They have a line out in North Territory. I mean, this is what I'm talking about with the combinations. If you look at that break where Richie Mo'unga chipped over for Will Jordan, that's all Crusaders combinations, right? That's all the combinations of the Crusaders, and that's one thing they've got in their favour here, is that they do have that established combination. Cody Taylor to throw in. And line out solid as we suspected it would be. Geordie Barrett at first receiver. Puts the ball up high. Perfect kick just outside the 22, but D-Mac contested. Gone for the penalty. Okay. So South get a penalty on the 22. Matthew, what's my opinion about South Africa not being in Super Rugby? I think if you ask most Kiwis, they're not happy with that. I think, we have to do something with about the travel and the meaningless games in Super Rugby, but not having South Africa in Super Rugby just doesn't feel right for me anyway, and for most Kiwis that I've spoken to about it. I mean, I really like the Super Rugby Aotearoa format. The South are going for the kick, so while they're doing that, I'll answer this question in a bit more detail. But I really liked the Super Rugby Aotearoa format because it was all meaningful games, all Kiwi local derbies. The public really got behind it, but it started to bring more of that tribalism back, and it's been something that's been really missing. Geordie Barrett slots over the penalty kick. So the South take a lead, 10-7. So I'd like a format for Super Rugby where you play locally and then the champions play each other. So I mean, if we were to have something like that where South Africa could have their own local games and they nominate a champion to play the other champions from Australia and New Zealand, to me that's probably the way it would work best. All right, so we're 10-7 to the South. Ball's on around about halfway, and it's North ball, line out throw. Brad Webber's starting to fire up a little bit. Yeah, good point there, Coyote. The up and under kicks becoming more prevalent, particularly from Geordie. Reiko attacks and gets tackled on the halfway line. North got the ball. D-Mac attacks quickly. Tuanga Fussies hit hard. Counter ruck unsuccessful. Sevu Reece. Yeah, Sevu makes a little line break, so he's on the 10 metres into the South Territory. Tuanga Fussies into everything at the moment. Backline's looking potent on both sides. Kicks in behind from D-Mac. Pressure on. Oh! Huge collision. Asafo Aumua takes that. And the South have got the ball. Lucky to have the ball 10 metres out from their own line. Caleb Clark rips it out, calling it a knock-on to the North. Ref blows it. So knock-on North. Yeah, everyone's asking where they can watch the game. You've got to get your subscription sorted, team. Got to pay that money, support rugby. Or you can just keep along the conversation here and you'll know what's happening. So that was Asafo Aumua. The kick went in behind. He challenged Richie Mo'unga there. Braden Enor and Reiko Ioane, we'd like to see that. Good defence. I mean, those two guys are going to have a battle all night. They're just showing a replay of Reiko's run. He was tackled by Braden Enor. Looks like, Enor's off. And he's off. So what I think they'll do here, they've got to bring on Josh Ioane. No, is that Whanganuku? They're bringing on Lester Whanganuku. Enor is off. Looks like a knee injury. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. Mo'unga MVP. Just behind him, Will Jordan. So Enor went off. I thought they would have brought in Josh Ioane into 12 and then moved Goodhue up to 13, but they've brought in Lester Whanganuku to take that 13 spot. We'll see if he's up to the defensive requirements there. I don't know how he's going to go defensively. That's one of the important roles of a center, is that decision making, particularly defensive decision making. He seems pretty confident. Or have they shuffled around the back line a little bit? Let's see. I mean, another option, you can move Geordie in a bit closer, put Will Jordan at the back, and then move Lester to the wing. But it looks like Geordie's still roaming there at the back. I mean, that's really disappointing for Braden Ennor. He's one of the up-and-coming centres. He's a guy who was definitely challenging for an All Black spot. Real shame for him. Yeah, a lot of criticism on Josh Ioane, I agree. But I don't know, there's something about the three fly halves. I don't mind that in the South Island, or the South back line. Okay, so South have the ball, feeding into the scrum. Yep, stable scrum. Well, it's actually gone down. Ref calls penalty for the South. Collapsing the front. I don't know about that. I think that's one of those where, you're just rewarding the ref doesn't actually know what's happened there in the scrum collapse. So he's just rewarding the team that had the feed. All right, so the South have got the line-out throw. So tries scored by Reiko Ioane and Nepo Lalala so far. And penalty goal scored by Geordie Barrett. Let's see. So South have got it. They've got the maul. They've got the ball under control. They won the line out. Brad Weber fires it out into the back line. Lester runs a dummy. Richie gives it to Lester, who manages to break a little bit there. All right, little opening here for George Bridge. He kicks him behind the defence. Caleb Clark inside his 22 needs to do something with it. He gets caught by George Bridge. Now the North are scrambling. They have the ball in the back. Hoskins Satutu, first touch of the game. Strong on his feet, but doesn't make a lot of yardage there. And are they going to run it? They're going to run it. D-Mac gets around Mitchell Dunshea, puts it over for Asafo Aumua. Aumua kicks it ahead. Now they're in the South Territory. Geordie's back there to collect it. Well, no, they didn't. I didn't expect that either. I thought Bowden was going to kick that out, and it's out on the full, so we are coming back. That's a net advantage to the North. Geordie won't be happy with that. Well, there's a bit of a mismatch there. It was D-Mac on Mitchell Dunshea, so he was able to get around. Asafo Aumua standing on the wing like all hookers seem to be doing these days. All right, so the North take it, line out taken by Artie Savia. Ooh, looked like a planned move there for Satutu onto Akira Ioane, but he just wasn't there. North still have the ball inside South Territory. And Caleb Clark gets away. Oh, gets back to Reiko. TJ steps in. Oh, D-Mac! Try time, North. Jeez, he was a bit casual over the line there. Bit casual over the line there. He got touched there in the end goal. That was just really, really good hands. I mean, they managed to find the gap there with Caleb Clark on the wing. He managed to get the break, and then it was just really, really good hands inside. So D-Mac threw that pass to Caleb Clark, throws it back into Reiko. Reiko onto TJ. TJ just bought a little bit of time by taking the man out and offloaded to D-Mac. So fantastic try there for the North. This could be a try-fest, this game. So I don't think it's going to be. I think it's starting to feel more like an exhibition. Who's Who's the #1 fullback at the moment for everyone? Does D-Mac feature in the All Blacks? Is he someone you would take? I still feel like Damian McKenzie has a role to play. I just think his style, something that didn't really show up for the Chiefs, because I don't think they generally weren't going that well, the Chiefs, but D-Mac behind a really good pack and in a really good back line, he's very dangerous. I just think the Chiefs needed too much from him. So McKenzie gets the conversion. It's now 14. 14-10. Keep an eye on Sever. Yeah, he's dangerous. So Johnny likes BB D-Mac. Yep, that's right. He just hits lines real hard, D-Mac. Really hard done by Akira Ioane. Second bobble of the game, gives it up to the South. Now South on attack inside the 22 of the North. It was Akira Ioane just knocking the ball on. He hasn't looked comfortable under the high ball at all. Brad Weber goes short side. Anton Leonard-Brown, he's one of the... it looks like the North are attacking from their own try line, as you'd expect. Sever Reese misses the ball. Just overran that a little bit. Second time we've seen the North try and run it out from their own try line there. This is one of the things about Reiko in 13 is when you get to the ball, he's quick. So he got the ball on his own line and was able to make a break there on the 22. If that pass had have stuck to Sever Reese, then they could have really done some damage there. So South win the line out. They've got the ball. Yeah, I feel like Akira Ioane, this is for him in particular, this is a test. This is it's not necessarily an All Black trial, but for some players, they'll either take that step up or they won't. Akira Ioane, the criticism has been that he just doesn't take the step up. He goes missing at the next level, and we're seeing that again here. He's just his hands are letting him down right now. So penalty to the South. About 10, 15 metres out from their from the try line. Mo'unga. Oh! Geordie Barrett! Oh! Hoskins saves it. Man, these chip throughs are deadly. So 15 metres out, Richie Mo'unga kicks it. He's on the right side of the posts. Kicks it back, more a banana style kick. Back towards the left side for Geordie. And Geordie was right there. Missed it completely. Geordie was ahead of Hoskins Satutu, but he misses it for the try. So Satutu was able to clean up. Matthew Johns, welcome, bro. So the South have the line out throw, 5 metres out from the North line. This is dangerous. Oh, they went for the quick line out. Looks like a set play here. They've got the forwards all stacked there in the middle, setting up the maul. Bit of maul action. Yeah, they've got just too many numbers there. So let's try to the South. Who comes up with it? Is it Lalala again? Cody Taylor. So the South, they just won't go away, will they? It's just tit for tat at the moment. Tit for tat. 1 second, guys. I need to get some light in here. That's better. Much better. So just numbers there. It was great forward work. Yeah, they just once they peeled off the back of the maul, then you saw they just had numbers. It was 4 against 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 2. Too many numbers, too much momentum. You're not going to stop them there. So Geordie's taking the kick. Oh, they're going upstairs. Pause it. They're going upstairs. Are they checking the grounding? Well, they're looking off the ball by the looks of it. Old Denzel J likes the South, aka the 90% Crusaders. So let's see what happened here. Numbers peel off. Don't really see too much of an issue with that. Cody Taylor goes down. TJ Perinara comes in. Looks like a try to me. Yeah, Brad Weber's in there, driving. What are they looking for here? Potential obstruction. That just looked like it just looked like the Maul was pivoting there. Be very hard done by if they take this away from them. Coyote. So Cullen Grace is not playing. He was injured, but yeah, Dunche is playing. No try called. That's a big call. Bit harsh. So we can adjust the score. We're back down to 10 for the South. So they take it away from them there. It's the North ball. BB kicks it down. Let's see. Yeah, interesting there. I think that's really hard done by. So the North's got the ball. Oh, we need to... Yeah, North's got ball. Looks like scrum here. Let's take a look. What are we in? We're about 20 minutes in here. Just over 20. Let's take a look at the stats. Overall, pretty even. I mean, if you look at this, nothing really separating them. 2 tries to 1, conversions pretty much on. Meters favouring the North. I mean, they did get some... they're looking like they want to run it from everywhere at the moment. So, you know, running it from their own line. Defense, obviously, the South doing more in defense. Set piece favoring the North. All right, South are hot on attack. Hot on attack. Yeah, I agree, Jordan. There's too many penalties, too much. He's blowing it up too much. It is ruining the game a little bit. So Mo'unga's got the ball. What's the time on the game clock that you guys are seeing? Right now I'm at 24:59, 25 minutes. So ref calls it offside. Again, the ref is far too involved in this game right now. And he's talking to captain. It's you know, let's keep this in perspective. This is an exhibition game to a degree, so we don't want the ref taking it over. Sanders running hard. 25 mins. What am I at? I am at... I'm at, 25-30 at the moment. So Geordie's looking at the penalty. And Geordie misses. Geordie misses the penalty. Won't be happy with that, but the Barrett's not going too well at kicking for goal. All right, so restart for the North on 22. Brian wants the South to win this. All right, so Geordie's got the ball. attacking the line. Runs hard too. Runs hard at them. So, yeah, that was a pretty poor miss there from Geordie. Maybe it's the conditions. I mean, it's when you're in that stadium in Wellington in particular and it's windy, it's horrible. Wet, raining, windy. South have got the ball. Geordie's secretly playing for the North. This cracked me up. Actually, I'll show you guys something. You see this? Geordie Barrett, we the South. And if you look at Reiko saying you're from Taranaki, bro, is Pari Haka in the South Island? Don't think so. You ain't gonna lie, my bro, TJ says. I mean, this is one of the weird things with this whole format, is that, you know, you got a guy like, well, a family like the Barretts all grew up in Taranaki, and one of them's playing for the South. It's just a bit weird, you know, but they seem committed to bringing back this North versus South game, so they've done it that way. I don't know if you need the North versus South rivalry. But yeah, that picture of Geordie looks pretty serious. That cracked me up, man. Poor Geordie. What do you guys think about that criteria, though? Do you think they should... Oh, Richie Mo'unga's gone off. So the South have lost Braden Eno and now Richie Mo'unga. Man. So Josh Ioane's going to run first five here. I don't know. The numbers are looking a bit bleak here for the South. I mean, you know, they've got a lot of players here, good players that are that have come off. Was it a head knock? Is that why Richie Mo'unga went off? Josh Ioane gets a lot of criticism, but I actually don't mind him. I mean, he's proven he's probably not ready yet for the next level up. I mean, he tends to go missing when he's playing for the All Blacks. Ref calls a penalty in the scrum. Terrible. But at Super Rugby level, he's been great. The players, Ofa Tu'ungafasi looks like he's starting to get a little bit pissed off with this ref, to be honest. The ref's just blowing everything up. James says Geordie might go to the Crusaders after this game. True. I mean, we're basically looking at the Crusaders right now in the South team. All right, Cody Taylor, quick throw-in. Second time they've done that one. They're attacking in the North Territory. How many Ioanes are on the field? I mean, there's 3 on there, but how many do we really need? I think we only need 1, to be honest, the way this is going. All right, South is still attacking. They're in the 22. Who I think is winning, who is going to win this? I just got a sneaky feeling the South have, you know, they've got that Crusaders, basically the Crusaders team. They know how to grind out wins. I've just got a feeling their combinations might be a little bit too much. I mean, in saying that, Richie Mo'unga's off right now. So is Braden Eno. So, you know, they're starting to lose that structure a little bit, but they're hot on attack right now. I mean, right now, still, if I was to choose a winner, I would say the South by 5. All right, hotly contested here at the breakdown. Now, they're only 5 metres out. The South are about 5 metres out attacking on the line. Brad Weber just took it in there. Sanders picks it up, breaks one. Ooh, almost sneaks over the line there. Broke a tackle. Who was that? Was it Satutu? Geordie! Oh, muscles up! Oh, is he standing over him? Oh! Geordie muscles up! Whoo! See, that was basically one-on-one Geordie Barrett, Sevu Reece. And Geordie just put it on him. Mind you, Geordie is a lot bigger than, yeah, put it on him. Geordie's a lot bigger than he looks. TJ and Sevu goes low, pops through, scores try. Well done. So guys, let me remind you, here is your try scorer. Latest try scorer, Geordie Barrett. Let's update the score. 15-14. Geordie Barrett taking the kick now as well. Here he is. Here's your man. Tough kick from the sideline in Wellington. These conditions. I'll stop trolling Geordie. I agree, man. Reese is the man, but he got shown up badly there. And he's kicked it. Oh, he's got it. Fucking hell. What a kick. I mean, that's not easy in those conditions. So South take the lead. 17-14. Geordie was real happy with that. If you look at this, they're showing the replay of the try now. He scores the try, and then he stands up over him. Letting him know. Ah, good on him, bro. You know, Sevu Reese is a physical player too, so it's a good little battle there. All right, South have got the ball. Put up the midfield bomb. Oh! Goodhue takes it. Offload to Weber. Man, it's all going the South way right now. Ioane out to Taylor. Pops it out to Tom Christie. It's a bit messy in the breakdown. Yeah, it's a knock-on. South knock it on. About 35 metres out from their own line. Tom Christie knocked it on. We've actually seen a few handling errors here, haven't we? I mean, Akira Ioane's pulled a couple. Jack Goodhue saves that one, manages to get the pass away. So South's got the ball. Exeter Chiefs, James Bolton. Exeter Chiefs would destroy either of these teams. Don't think so, mate. So it looks like South ball, is it? Yeah, scrum South ball. You know what? One point I'll say on this, though, I would love to see the Crusaders play any team in the North. I think that would be a really good competition. We could actually see a winner of the club competition. I mean, some great teams in there. You mentioned Exeter, you mentioned Leinster, but no one's beating the Crusaders, man. All right, scrum to the north. Inside, they're about 30 metres out. Welcome, Tyler. Satutu off the back of the scrum, man, is dangerous. He just took it off, straight into contact. Makes about 5 or 6 post-contact meters as well. It's one of his strengths, that ability to just pick it up and run it straight. He's got that really quick, agile first step. ALB pops through. Oh, D-Mac gets out Sevu Reese. Sevu Reese is in the open on the 22. Takes on. Oh, he's in touch. So he took on Will Jordan, but Will Jordan was up to it. So it'll be a line out to the south, 5 metres out. Conway or James Lowe? I mean, James Lowe, good Kiwi. But let's be honest, bro, he left New Zealand because he couldn't make it at the top level here. So are they calling a try? They were showing the replay, and it looks like we had a quick start and TJ got in there over the line. So it was line out ball to the south because Will Jordan took Severis out there. They were showing they were showing a replay, and then TJ pops in over the line. So I think what happened there is it must have been overthrown. Coyote, I think you're right on the money there, bro. Reese, fast and strong. Bridge, quite fast and strong. But Clark. Oh, it was Bowden Barrett. Okay, so that's what happened there. It was overthrown by the South. Bowden Barrett rushes up, grabs the ball, and scores a try. I think it's a try. The only question is, was he onside? I mean, it was really messy because a lot of the players are still getting back onside there. Be interesting to see what they say here. I mean, that whole passage of play was scrappy. So I don't know if it's the teams were still getting back on side and they threw the ball in there, so yep, overthrown. Well, you've got to say they threw it in, didn't they? They threw it in, it went over. Bowden Barrett was just onto it. Ref might bugger us up again, yeah. I don't know, I just feel like this ref's not having a good game. He's just far too much into everything. Just far too influential in this game. So you guys might know the result of this already. But no try, they're calling it. No, are they calling it a try? No, no try. Offside. I mean, what are players supposed to do in that situation? The South chose to throw it in quickly. They just threw it in poorly. It overthrew. The North managed to get the ball. I don't know, this is one of those that's kind of just on the borderline. I just think if the South want to take a quick pass like that, and they get disadvantaged, well, really it's their own fault, isn't it? Okay, the South have got the ball close to the halfway line, throwing into the lineout. And they're setting them all up here. So, yep, they've got them all set on their own 10-metre line. Well, 40-metre line to the South Territory. Shannon Frizzell's got the ball. He's been really quiet in this, actually. The South haven't been using him too much. I think a guy like that, you want him to be running sort of the midfield play. Oh, held the ball up nicely. Unfortunately, another knock on. Barrett's looked his most comfortable in this season so far. Yeah, I agree with you. Bowden in particular looks better here now than he did for the Blues. There was just, I don't know, there was just something, he just wasn't gelling with the team or just didn't seem to be his usual self. But if we get some international rugby and if we see the All Blacks play, I think you'll see him start to come back to that Bowden Barrett that we all know. So scrum here is at North Feed. Looks like North Feed. Yeah, I agree, Coyote. Perinara's been quiet. So Richie Mo'unga is off. He's sitting on the bench. He looks doesn't look too happy. Yeah, Perinara has been quiet. I mean, would you make a change? I feel like Aaron Smith could give a little bit more spark. Paddy been quiet too, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the second half because, I mean, if this is an All Black trial, you want to start rotating players and, you know, seeing some of these bench guys get some action. So So it's scrum feed here to the north, on halfway. I mean, we're a couple of minutes out from half time, so still a bit of time here. I mean, it's been a pretty scrappy game overall. There's been some penalty to the north on halfway. So, I mean, if they kick this into territory, then they'll have one more attacking line out here. So even the south players here are not really sure what that penalty was for. So Bowden Barrett kicks it down. He's got that little banana kick going. The north will have an attacking line out about 30 metres out from the south try line. Who do I want to win? I want the north to win. I think the south will win because they've got predominantly, they've got that Crusaders factor. In that 90% of the players are Crusaders, but I mean, I'd like to see them, the north, who I think probably have the better players. I'd like to see them win. Okay, I've got a little bit of push and shove here. The north and the south guys. Looks like Almore in the thick of it, starting some trouble. Paddy comes in and just settles everyone down, just says, get your heads in. It's TJ. TJ Perenara up to no good. Yeah, it's just handbags, bro. Just a little push and shove. I actually think this is... players are starting to get frustrated now, and I think part of the reason is it's the ref. I feel like the ref is just calling far too many pointless penalties and issues, and I just think it's starting to frustrate the players a little bit. I mean, that whole sequence, that was just handbags, it was just frustration. But, yeah, I just think it's starting to ruin the game a little bit, the way the refs adjudicating this fixture. Alright, so it's a line-out steal. The North had the line-out feed 20 metres out from the South line, but they lose the ball. South contest it. I did say pre-game, guys, as part of the preview, that I expect the line-out to be dominated by the South, at least more accurate, and they come up with a huge steal there right at the end. And that's half-time. So far, the guy that's dominating this game, it's your mate and my mate, Geordie Barrett. He's probably the most influential guy here so far. What we might do, should we take a look at some of these stats and see what's coming through in the numbers? Alright, so if we go through possession overall to the South, now that's quite surprising because the North had a huge amount of possession early on, but you can see here it was certainly squared up there by the South. So 60% possession there to the South. Territory predominantly played in the North end. That's definitely showing. I do think part of those reasons, though, there were a few errors there in the North half. Akira Ioane bumbled a couple. There were a couple of knock-ons. The South are really able to get on top here because they're getting that territory advantage, some of which is silly play from the North. So in terms of tries, it's 2 apiece. The penalty is the difference right now. That's no doubt. Meters, it favours the North, and I think that's because they elected to run out of their own half a couple of times. They ran out of their own try line as well a couple of times, and were able to get some really, really good breaks. So I think the more effective breaks we're seeing from the North end, but the South are just playing territory a lot better. They're kicking into space. They're doing those little chips in behind the defence. They're catching the North off guard with a bit of, the players slightly more adventurous than we've seen. Game line carries, so we're seeing that's dominated by the South here. Clean breaks, though, that sort of supports what we're saying. Clean breaks more to the North. Offloads dominated by the North. Turnovers not really a factor. The way this ref is adjudicating things as well, I just think you don't really want to be caught in the breakdown, because the ref is going to blow it up. So I think this sort of highlights that players are not willing to risk too much. They're starting to adapt to the ref, his poor calls and poor plays, and not really willing to contest at the breakdown. Kicks from hand, more kicks by South. I'm not surprised to see that, 16-9. As I said, it looks like the North are using their running X factor more. The South are playing territory a little bit smarter. Rucks 1, that reflects territory and possession, so no issues there. Tackles made, that reflects territory and possession, so nothing there. Missed tackles more for the South. Now, we did see a lot more line breaks and effective meters gained from line breaks from the North, so that probably explains that stat there. Tackle success, more success there for the North. Goal kicking, the North is dominating. Rucks. Okay, anything? Lineouts. That's a big result. So as I mentioned at the start of the game, guys, when we did the preview, that it just, when you look at these two lineups, let's go back to the lineups. And if you look at the the lineups from hooker, Cody, Taylor, Asafu-Amua, through to locks, Tuipula Tumvai, Whitelock Dunshea, and you've got some part-time line-out options, but overall, line-out success I expect from the South. Cody Taylor is a lot more accurate with his line-out throwing than Asafu-Amua. We've already seen Olmua give one away to the South, and Cody Taylor's been rock solid. He's throwing at Mitchell Dunshea and Sam Whitelock, two guys that are really, really good in the lineouts. Tuipolotu, great lineout exponent, but these guys are just slightly more accurate. I did expect that the lineout would feature more heavily for the South, and this stat in particular here, it says exactly that. Success rates, 88% for the South, 67% for the North, and I think that's having a huge impact on this game. Because the South are playing territory with the kicks and the North are running, then they need to make sure they have that line-out success, and they're doing that at the moment. So with that said, can they turn it around? So who do you guys think at this point in the game? So what I'm using here, guys, this is Ultimate Rugby. You can go to Ultimate Rugby. They have the fixtures there, and you can click on the fixtures and look at the stats. It's all in there, so I just use that just to keep across the numbers and sort of explain what's happening more in the game. Let's come back to this view. So, overall, I think this is a case of X factor for the North, but hands are letting them down, versus, I hate to say it, but it's that Crusaders continuity that we're seeing come through. They're playing strategy. The South are playing territory. Geordie Barrett's actually a really, really good addition to what is otherwise a Crusaders backline, because he's tough. He's putting those dodgy up and unders up that we don't really like, but they're really getting the edge. I mean, this is close enough that it could still go either way. But if I have to pick a winner, the smarter rugby is being played by the South right now. Now, they have lost Richie Mo'unga. They have lost Braden Ennor. So we don't know how that's going to impact things. I'd much rather have them on the field. But you're just starting to sense that this is kind of the Crusaders at it again. And that in a dogfight, you expect the Crusaders to come out on top. I want to see the North win, though, if I'm honest with you. I want to see some of these young guys get a bit more involved. It's just not enough free-flowing rugby here. Caleb Clark's had his moments. He's looked really, really good. Severin Reese kind of let himself down a bit. Probably the player of the match so far for me would be Geordie Barrett. He seems to be in and amongst everything. Okay, so overall, from this point in time, I would have to lean towards the South again if I'm going to choose a winner. Let's read some of these comments. Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. I do hope I hope Mo'unga is okay. I mean, he's crucial to the All Blacks. So, we need to make sure he's okay, and hopefully he comes through fine. It looked like a head knock. He ran okay when they took him off. He was running okay, but it looked like a head knock. So hopefully that doesn't weigh on him too much. Other questions? Isaac Ritchie wants the South. Come on. Well, as I say, if you're going to choose one of these two teams right now, I'd be leaning towards the South just because they've got that smarter rugby going right now. Barrett starts to leave him at 10. Moanga off bench in a game. Just reading Coyotes. All Black game. Jordan, D-Mac, fullbacks, ALB. Yeah, I like D-Mac, man. I think a lot of people have said he's done. He's too slow. He's not looking good. But I don't know. Behind an All Blacks pack and in an All Blacks backline, D-Mac would be dangerous. Really dangerous. I think people are they're writing him off a little bit too early. I still think he's got a part to play. The only issue is that the way Geordie Barrett is playing right now, you can't leave him out, can you? I mean, he's probably been the best on field so far. So does he start? Is he moving into favouritism for the All Blacks 15 spot? Maybe. Coyotes leaning towards South as well. I agree with you. The score is right up. Oh, that way. Here. If you just look up here, Sam, score's up there. Vinier asks, how is Will Jordan doing? To be honest, there's a few players that just haven't had a lot of involvement right now, and I think part of it is the ref slowing the game down, and part of it is the style that the South are playing. They're kicking for territory, and they're not really using their back line as much as the North is. So I think they're underutilising guys like Will Jordan and on the other wing, George Bridge. Although George Bridge has featured a little bit, but probably the most telling act from Will Jordan, he did make a try-saving tackle there on Sever Reece. So from that side of it, he's still involved and still looking pretty good. Jordan Clark doesn't care who wins. He just wants to see the ref let the boys play. I agree. Right now, the ref is having far too much involvement on this game. It's actually starting to ruin this game a little bit. I mean, this is an exhibition game. It's not an All Black trial. Let's be honest. There's only a few positions that are truly up for grabs, and because selections are tomorrow, the selectors have already made their mind up. So what I'd like to see here is the ref just let it go a little bit, let it play, let the boys show their stuff off, because people are tuning in this to get their money's worth. Well, a lot of people in the chat don't want to pay for their subscriptions. They want to find the free streams. But people want to see a good product, and we're not seeing that right now because of the ref. So Sam says, I made a bet with my mum. If North win, she gives me $5. If South win, I say yes to whatever she wants for a whole day. Sounds like you got the raw end of that deal, Sam. But good luck, bro. I do think the South is going to win, so I think your mum's in the box seat here. Moses wants North to come through. Kia ora to Gamer Austin. Welcome in, bro. Moanga won't be in All Blacks this season if he ain't back on the field tonight. I mean, if he's injured, then we can't do anything about that. But to me, Richie Moanga is, he's a shoo-in for that number 10 position for the All Blacks. He's definitely the best first five that we've got in New Zealand. And I actually think he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the world right now. So, you'd be mad to leave him out of any team. How's Richie Moanga doing? I don't know, to be honest. They were showing him on the bench there, so it looked like he's just not coming back into the game. Although he did run off unassisted, so I think he's okay physically. It looked like it was just a head knock. What's Fozzie got to say for himself? Fozzie's all grins right now. I don't know. What do you guys think of Ian Foster? What do you think? Denzel said the questions remain. So we're about to get things kicked back off. Time in opposition 22, dominated by the South. They're showing a few stats here at the bottom of the game. No changes to the South forward pack. So they'll go with the same forwards in the back line. Oh, Richie's back. Richie is back. I think everyone in New Zealand is happy to see that. No changes in the North forward pack. Tigers Raw, kia ora, bro. TSG Fortnite, kia ora, bro. Welcome along. And Aaron Smith is on, guys. Look, I think that's the right move. The way this game is evolving, you need smart heads. Because the South are just playing, they're just playing smart rugby, kicking in space, kicking for territory. Aaron Smith at least is going to cool the guys down a little bit and should be able to play a smarter brand of rugby. So we're into the second half. Kickoff made. Will Jordan gets tackled by Caleb Clark. They're 5 metres out from the South line. They might have got a turnover here. They have. The North have got a turnover. So Asamoah Moore charges the line. The North are 5 metres out here, hot on attack. Out to the wings. D-Mac can't get the ball away. Turnover here. Ball to the South. Brad Weber and Aaron Smith going at it again. TSG says rugby's coming back in South Africa. That's good to hear, bro. I'm interested to see how they play. Are they doing more of a Curry Cup format? Are they doing anything else? There, I haven't been keeping across it, to be honest. I mean, what I'd love to see is they have similar format to New Zealand, Super Rugby Aotearoa, and then we just get the best of the Super Rugby Aotearoa, Super Rugby Australia, and Super Rugby South Africa. Let's get them together and play. So the South have the line-out win and have the ball at the back of the maul. Under control, Cody Taylor's got it. Brad Weber puts up a terrible kick. Severis attacks, catches the ball and attacks. But it's the South ball. Brad Weber takes it quick. What's going on here? Oh my gosh. This ref is ruining this game. You look at the penalty count. North have conceded 10 penalties. The South have conceded 4. Richie is definitely an automatic selection, bro. No doubt about it. I'm telling you guys, I think he's the best player in the world right now. All right. Okay, so it's a breakdown. So the line out successful by the South, and they're attacking hard in the 22. Good to see Richie back out there. Richie takes the tackle on the 22-metre line. Ball out to Sanders, who runs it hard and straight. He's actually playing quite well here, Sanders. And in fact, the South loose forward trio are probably doing a little bit better. Penalty again. What for? Offside. Yeah, I'm not liking the way that this game's going. It's just the refs calling far too many penalties. We're not seeing a free-flowing game. All right, so another penalty conceded by the North. So it was 10-4 earlier, 11-4 now. The South have an attacking line out 5 metres out from the North try line. Old mate ref looks like he's trying to prove his mettle. Yeah, this is his big moment right now. The ref is very influential in this game. So North get the line out and they're running it out. Aaron Smith runs off Caleb Clark. They're at the 22-metre line. See, I think this move of Aaron Smith in TJ off is actually a really, really good move. You know, Aaron Smith, he brings that you know, he just rallies the troops. He's got that. He's a hype man. All right, Severis makes a break, kicks it ahead. Great kick, Severis. This strategy of running it out of their 22 seems to be working. But yeah, what I was saying is that Aaron Smith brings more to the game just than his passing skills. He's a bit more of a ring general. of a rugby general than TJ Perenara is. He's able to rally the troops a little bit and settle them down a bit and play smarter rugby, and that's what they need because they're essentially playing the Crusaders, who know how to grind out wins. All right, the South put up the up and under. Severis under it, takes it well. Tackled by George Bridge. Stays in field, that's good. Yeah, Aaron Smith looks better already. He's just directing them better. He's chirpy as well, so he'll be yelling at the guys, get in this position. Akira Ioane finally gets a bit of a run. Doesn't do much there. Almoa, quick play there. Savia. Oh, good option. Smith goes, Patrick Tuipulotu runs the dummy line, and goes out to Almoa, or Ofa. All right, ball's out to D-Mac through the backline move, gets it out there to... Who is that? Satutu! Oh, it's a try! What a try! Oh! Bro, Satutu gets the break, passes it inside. Who was it? It was, there were two passes there. There was a link man. It went to Tutu, D-Mac, and then to Aaron Smith. Bro, that was great. Great try there from the North. Let's watch this again. So Barrett gets it out there to D-Mac, who pops it out to the wing. So Tutu, step, fend, offload. Oh, see, that's why he needs to be in the All Blacks. He's just got that skill set, man. And they're finally playing with width. Look at this. He steps, fends off George Bridge. Cody Taylor rides on his back, offloaded one hand to D-Mac. My man. So it looks like they got the kick there as well. So we are now... I'll tell you, man, it's Aaron Smith is the spark they needed there. Aaron Smith was definitely the spark they needed. You're right, James. Now we have a game. Is it Bryden Pias? Is Akira playing good? He's not at all, to be honest. He's had two big knock-ons and has been ineffective the rest of the match. Aaron, how long left? It's 47 minutes in. So we've still got 33 minutes. So it looks like a knock-on off the kickoff or shortly after the kickoff. And now it's the North ball. Time on the clock, 47 minutes, 40 seconds for me. Jordan, the North should win this game, in my opinion. I actually felt like in the first half they're throwing it away. They're just not playing smart enough, but Aaron Smith is really pulling them back together. So if they don't win this, then you've got to look at some of their players probably just didn't step up. But they just showed in that backline move they've got the firepower to dominate this game if they can play a little bit smarter. Oh, hands are clapping. North win a scrum penalty. You know what? If you look at this game now, and I've got it without the sound on, but if you look at it now purely on body language, the North are right on top here. I mean, the North are high-fiving, clapping hands. There's a bit of banter going on. Real positive body language. Versus the South just look to be under a little bit of pressure. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond here. All right, so North have got the ball. ALB. ALB's actually played pretty well here. Now Smith's got the ball. Fires it to Tuipulotu. Out the back door play. D-Mac straight up the middle. Gets tackled by Will Jordan. Aaron Smith finds Tuinukuafe. I want to come back to that pass because this is why I like Aaron Smith. ALB knocks it on. Drops it. Yeah, it's a knock on. So if you look at that play just there and watch it back when it comes up in the highlights, Aaron Smith cut out ball past two players to find Carl Tuinukuafe charging. I mean, you're not going to see many players do that, you know. He literally did double skip pass for the loose head prop. That's why I like Aaron Smith, man. Decision making. All right, so they're ringing the changes now. So Johnson is on for Tuanukuafe, and Tuangafasi is off, and Angus Ta'avao is on. Look, this is still a trial to some degree, so I would like to see these teams make changes on the bench. It's now 30 minutes to go. Yes, it's a close game, but you know, you don't want these guys just sort of turning up and not getting any game time. All right, so the scrum is a lot stronger from the North now. Play breaks down. The South have the ball in their own 22. Whainganuku gets the ball away to Geordie Barrett. North get the turnover. Oh, bro. Hands let them down. It's a knock on. Who was that? Man, Aiden Johnson knocks it on. He's just not used to those. All right, the South are making changes in the front row. Moody and Laulala are off. Bauer and Lomax come in. And Cody Taylor comes off. All right, guys, I'm going to... I mean, it's easy now that the North are ahead. It might sound like it's obvious, but... you know, some of these key players from the South are starting to rotate off. Cody Taylor, I think, is one of them. With Aaron Smith really providing that injection of energy, I think the North might be difficult to beat from here. Ref gives a penalty. What a surprise. What a surprise. You know, this ref's, as I mentioned, he's been far too influential in this game. He might be the reason that the South stayed close here. Okay, so the boys, the South have got the line out throw. They've got the line out throw about halfway for the South. And backline move, not too slick. Will Jordan gets tackled there on the halfway line. Ooh, good pass there. Ref blows another penalty. For what? Brad Weber gets the breakaway. So the South now are pretty much on the 22-metre line. But play breaks down and the North have it. D-Mac kicks into space for Gayla Black. And the North have got the ball around about the halfway line. Quick hands from Patrick Tuipulotu. Oh, Akira off to, Rake off to Akira. Akira gets the ball away for Savir, who's tackled on the 22-metre line. So you'd have to say a lot of the firepower right now with the North, if they can just keep this, ref off their backs, then they should be too good. Satutu, that was Satutu with the little... Satutu throws the pop pass, no-look pop pass. Reiko Ioane gets the ball and makes the break. I mean, Satutu hasn't had a huge amount in this game, but the touches he has had have been fantastic. Ball not straight. Brother Elif asks, how has Akira been playing? Yeah, not that good, bro. Geordie Barrett, strong tackle. So, yeah, it's interesting right now. I mean, probably the best on field. What are we now? We've still got 20, 25 minutes. The best on field for me has been Geordie Barrett. So far at this point in the game, who do you guys think has been best on field? All right. Smith feeds the scrum. The North have got the ball on the 22-metre line. They need to use that ball right now. Satutu peels off the back, gets the ball away to Ioane. Ref calls penalty. Kick to the corner, bro. So penalties conceded. The North have conceded 13. The South have conceded 6. I mean, that just says, the refs had too much say here. Looks like ALB, is he coming off? All right, so the North have got the line out, 5 metres out from the South try line. Good attacking line out here. Throw-in's good. So they've got the maul now 5 metres out. Moore's got the ball at the back. And now we get the back line joining in. So we've got ALB, Severis all in the maul. They don't get any yards though, so Aaron Smith fires it out to Bowden Barrett, who gets tackled behind the gain line. And it's turnover. Who's that man? Tom Christie. Tom Christie secures the ball. Turnover. North play breaks down. Well done to that guy. All right, Moanga's playing it quick here. So the North still have the advantage. Surely they've got to be ringing the changes here soon for the North. I just think this is supposed to be a trial, so you want to start, giving a few other guys a run here. Coltman can't hear the calls. Whitelock secures the ball off the line out. South are attacking on the halfway line. Artie's over the ball in the tackle, but doesn't secure the turnover. The South are just attacking here on the halfway line. Cutout ball to the winger. Who's standing out there? Looks like Mitchell Dunshea. So the South now 10 metres into North territory. Artie turns the ball over. Artie Savia, well done. And the North are running through the back line. D-Mac's got the ball. Oh, play just breaks down. Caleb Clark saves it. He should have let that go out. Will Jordan picks it up and races away. That's going to be a try, guys. Against the run of play, Will Jordan scores. I mean, it's one of the strengths of the South, is that particularly Will Jordan, is that he's able to, if he gets any opportunity, we saw it in Super Rugby Aotearoa, he can really turn it over against the run of play. So you look at this, Caleb Clark, the ball is coming out towards the sideline, and Caleb Clark tries to save the ball, but he tips it back inside to Will Jordan, who's right there, picks it up and races away for a try. So it's probably a little bit of inexperience there from Caleb Clark. You can see he's not happy with that. Bryden says Moanga 10, Barrett 15. Which Barrett should be at 15 in your view? Geordie's got the sideline kick here. And he scores it. South take the lead, everyone. So that's 58 minutes. We've still got 20 minutes left. I mean, this game is still up for grabs. If you ask me at this point, scores 24-21, who wins? I lean towards the North now because I just think they've still got the spark. That try was completely against the run of play. They were attacking hard, and I just think with Aaron Smith there, they're controlling this game a little bit better, despite conceding that try. So the South have got the ball. And Angus Tarval's into it. Looks like a turnover ball. Oh. Ref, surprise, surprise, blows a penalty. Players look bemused. They don't know what's going on. Tackler not releasing, they reckon. There was a request from Jordan Clark to give my prediction on the All Blacks 23 at the end of this game. Looks like a lot of discussion around who should go in which spot. So why don't you stay till the end of the game and let's have a chat about who the All Blacks should be based on. Well, based on this game, but also based on form this year. So the game's got 20 minutes left, Shanti. And the South have an attacking line out, about 35 metres out from the North try line. All right, South are hot on attack. Ref's waving his arm like usual. Okay, South are just attacking straight up the middle. Now they're going... Oh, Will Jordan gets outside his man, passes back inside for Goodhue. Goodhue gets it back to Will Jordan. Jordan offloads to Geordie Barrett, who was tackled 5 metres out. The forward's now rumbling it up. Tom Sanders there, straight up the guts. Get the ball out to Richie, who pops it. Oh, what a pass. Tyrell Lomax scores the try for the South. Richie Mo'unga, cutout ball for the running Tyrell Lomax. That's a South try. They now start to pull away. 29-21 kick to come. And right out in front, so he's most likely going to get that. Yeah, I agree, Jordan. Jordan, it's just this ref's ruined this game. Just seems, whistle happy. One thing about that try, though, that's a Sever Reece missed tackle. Misread, actually, in defence. So I wonder if Sever Reece is doing his chances a bit of harm here, actually. He's had a couple of defensive lapses here. Yep, straight over from Geordie Barrett, so that is now 31-21 to the South. Sever Reece defensive lapse. It was a cutout ball from Richie Mo'unga. Yeah, great. Very, very good ball. See, that's really poor defence, man. If you look at that, Sever Reece, he's lined up straight in front of Tyrell Lomax, who's running that line, and he barely puts a tackle on him in the end. It's one thing to be caught out in defence, but you've got to hit someone. If you're standing there in defence, you've got to hit someone. You can't just let your man run straight past you. All right, bit scrappy here for the South. And looks like Peter Umaga Jensen is on for Sever Reece. Good call there from the South coaches. All right, ball scrappy into the end goal, and Geordie takes it dead. The question will be whether or not this is a knock-on. It looks like it is. Geordie's still got the ball. So Sever Reece is off, and we've now got... Who is that man that's come on? Peter Umanga Jensen. So we'll probably see a reshuffle here. Reiko Ioane moving out to wing, I'd say. TJ Piranara's got something to say. He's on the microphone. Okay, so there's a little break and play here. The players are taking stock. It's little breakdown. Is Geordie Barrett coming off? No, he's staying on. Can the North come back in this game? They definitely can. They need to score some points soon, though. There's 17 minutes to go, 16 minutes left to go. They can still come back. They just need to get some field position and get some points. Dalton Papali'i's on. I like that. Although I can see Akira Ioane is still on as well. So, I mean, that's probably who they should have taken off. I think Papali'i on, Akira Ioane off. And then you'd have Savia, Papali'i, and Satutu. I agree with Coyote's assessment of the game here. The game's just kind of, it's been a little bit flat because the ref hasn't allowed the players to really to play. There's been too many stoppages in play. All right, so the North, what a surprise. So North give up a free kick. The ref gives a free kick to the South. South are running it out of their own end goal, though. Well, out of their own 22. So we want to see the North put some defensive pressure on here. All right, Mo'unga's got the ball out to the back line, straight to Geordie, who pops a huge kick out. That's one benefit of having Geordie there at fullback. Mitch Hunt's got the ball. Mitch Hunt is in. And Aaron Smith throws the ball away, although Will Jordan was out there. Which way is the ref going to go? He gives it to the North. Good. Thoughts on Leicester Fainga'anuku? Good player, but I don't think he's up to the next level. And even, I don't know what you guys think, but I think Caleb Clark might have done his chances some harm here as well. What do you guys think? How has Caleb Clark gone? All right, so the North are attacking from their own half, and Caleb Clark breaks through, just as I've said. He's done his chances some harm. He makes a 40-metre break. Gets the ball back. Aaron Smith going right side. D-Mac, first receiver. Reiko Ioane slices straight through. Reiko Ioane, second try. North are back. Oh, and he's right under the posts. So, guys, we've got a huge finish coming up here. Huge finish. 26-31, 31-26 to South. Kick right out in front. It's going to be a 3-point game with about 12 minutes to go. And the spark came off D-Mac. D-Mac to Caleb Clark, 40-metre gain. Aaron Smith cut out ball to D-Mac, who's back in the play here, who throws it straight out to Reiko Ioane, who makes the break. But it was a case of the defence was trailing, so defense wasn't set. They weren't able to deal with that pace and momentum. All right, 28-31. Massive finish coming up, guys. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already, hit like on the video. I mean, it's been a fun game. The refs ruined it a little bit, but overall it's been fun. So hit like if you've enjoyed it. And it was Leicester Fainga'anuku that missed the tackle there. Restart. So we go deep into North Territory. Aaron Smith gets the ball. Back to Akira Ioane. Mitchell Dunche is off and Manaki Selby Rickett is on. And Aaron Smith with touch finder around about the halfway mark. Not too bad. Look, in a tight finish, the guy that you want is Aaron Smith on your side. So glad to see he's been quite influential in this game. All right, so the South have the line-out feed on halfway. We've got 12 minutes left in the game. Richie Mo'unga knocks it on. Oh, you don't see that too often. Looked like a set play. Mo'unga received it at first receiver from the line-out, and he went back inside to George Bridge, but just knocked it on. Looked like he was looking forward to the pass before he actually caught the ball. Man, George Bridge stands very flat. They just showed a replay there. George is right on the shoulder of Richie Mo'unga. Yeah, there's heaps of time left in this game. And if anything, the South have just let the North get a bit of territory here. They've got the scrum about 45 metres out inside South territory. All right, so Adi Savir off the back of the scrum. Oh, Akira Ioane makes a break, gets it back to Adi Savir. So between them into passes, they make 20 metres. Aaron Smith gets the ball out, throws it into the forwards. Aaron Smith straight up to D-Mac. Looks like D-Mac's running in at 10 at the moment. So they've got D-Mac running in at first 5 right now. And Aaron Smith does his best to influence the ref and get a penalty. It works. Man, they're just throwing everything at the South line. They get the penalty right out in front. Oh, and rather than take the penalty, yeah, it's 10 minutes to go. You're down by 3. You got a penalty 22 metres out from the front, and instead tap and go. That's why I love New Zealand rugby, man. Dalton Papali'i makes the break, gets the ball back inside. It's South. Oh, so the North get the penalty. Freddie Clark asks who's been the better side. First half it was the South. Second half it's the North. The North are behind by a little bit, but they've got a penalty right out in front. And they're going for the attacking line out. This is what I love about it, man. There must have been a chat before the game and they've said, you know what, boys, no penalties. We're going for tries. Yeah, so that was knocked down by Tyrell Lomax, who was actually offside, so that's where the penalties come. Adi Savir was huge off that scrum. Oh, he puts the wax step on as well. So Mo'unga's officially off and Josh Ioane's on. Attacking line out win for the North. They're 5 metres out now. Aaron Smith got the ball right out in front of the posts. Throws it into the forwards. Peter Umaga Jensen takes the ball into the attacking line. Ofa Tu'ungafasi's still out there, straight up the guts. Gets knocked back there, still 5 metres out. Guys, this is why you need D-Mac in your team. Look at that attacking line. And it's try time. Try time North. So it was D-Mac that got over the gain line. Aaron Smith, quick ball out. Throws it back into the forwards. Is it Dalton Papali'i with a try? Bodies everywhere, still coming up. Who comes up with it? It's try to the North, guys. It's Ash Dixon. That man has been scoring tries all year. Oh. So it looks like we are 35. The North now in control. All the momentum with the North. The North now in control. 35, 31. We've got about 7 or 8 minutes left, so there's still plenty of time here. And Ash Dixon, he scored a few tries this year as well, so good to see him stick in, in try-scoring form there. Restart short, and Geordie Barrett wins it back for the South. So we've got 9 minutes left, guys, on my game clock. 71:15 is what I'm seeing. And they just ran out of space there. The North managed to defend that attacking raid and take them into touch. Will Jordan goes into touch. Do I think Ash Dixon will get selected in the ABs? I don't. Unfortunately, it's probably his age works against him. I think he is the second best hooker in New Zealand, though, behind Cody Taylor. I just don't think they'll select someone at his age. They'll probably look more to the future and go with someone like Asafo Amua. Bryden, you're right, man. D-Mac should definitely be playing for the South. He grew up in the deep South. It doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense that Geordie Barrett's playing for the South. So we really need to see North just close this game out, ice the game. D-Mac's been great. Yeah, just on Ash Dixon, I honestly believe he's the second best hooker in New Zealand right now. Cody Taylor's number 1, Ash Dixon number 2. Then you've got Dan Coles. But what's interesting in the hookers is that they're all over 30. All of these guys, those names that I just mentioned, they're all 30 or thereabouts. So you're in a position where the stocks behind them are quite low. The South now attacking. So we get a break. It looks like Selby Ricketts. Lester Whanganuku's got the ball, running hard at the line. Flings it back in before he goes out, and Tunga Fussi's got it. So the North have got the ball on their own 22. Scrappy ball, gets out the back. Who's this at 23? Mitch Hunt. Reiko's got the ball on one wing, gets the ball out, nice offload to ALB. ALB flings it inside. Akira Ioane at pace. Oh, Akira Ioane makes 30-40 metres there. Stands in the tackle and offloads to Tui Polotu. Tui Polotu now 35 metres out. And who is that man? Sam Whitelock. All the attack there from the North. Sam Whitelock stands over the ball and steals it. Well, he secures the penalty. Pressure on the ball in the breakdown secures the penalty. That's why, in my opinion, Sam Whitelock should be captain. But Akira Ioane showed some serious pace there, man, to get 40-metre run down the field. Okay, South feed it in now. They're still in their own territory by the looks of it. 6 minutes to go. Line out gets overthrown. Ash Dixon knocks it on, unfortunately. So it'll be South ball unless they do get an advantage here. Finlay Christie. Oh, he gets tackled. And it's a penalty. Penalty to the South on halfway. You best believe they're going to be kicking deep and running the attack line out here. There's a bit of support here for Whitelock for captain. I agree, man. Whitelock should be the captain. So the South will have the ball 20 metres out. See, this just feels like every single Crusaders game you've ever seen that's tight. Sam Whitelock's just pulling the boys together. All right, line out win. Finlay Christie with the ball. Attacking through the forwards. They get into the 22. And all the forwards are set there for a set-piece maul. But the play breaks down. Christie just misses the pass and Aaron Smith cleans it up. We've got 4.5 minutes left in this game. Ash Dixon keeps it in tight for the North. The North have got the ball on their own 22. And if they're smart, they'll kick for territory here. Aaron Smith gets it out of the back of the ruck. Puts it over. Box kick. Lands on the halfway line. So, George Bridge beats one tackle. Beats two tackles. Makes 20 metres. South have got the ball about 35 metres out. And it's a penalty. I'll tell you, man, this ref is just far too influential in this game. It's poor actually. So Tutu definitely should be number 8 in my opinion. He showed enough even in this game that his skill set, his athleticism, I mean, it's going to be tough for any team to handle that. All right, so now the South have an attacking line out 15 meters out. And we got 3.5 minutes left, so it's the North are going to have to win this game with the defense. All right, South win the line out, and Maul breaks down 15 meters out. South have got the ball. Finlay runs out and plays it off the forwards. Forwards now 10 meters out. 1 out's there. 5 meters out for the South. North are going to have to win this with their defense. All right, they go back short side. Geordie Barrett. Oh, he makes 3 or 4 meters. He's lucky not to be penalised there. All right, they're right on the line now. 1 meter out. Forwards are rumbling it up for the South. Oh, man over the ball, and it's a penalty. Who's that? Artie Severe comes up with a massive, massive turnover. 1 meter out. The South hold on attack. He gets over the top of the ball off the tackle. Jackal secures the ball. Penalty. That's a huge play, man. Good to see Artie having those moments. Smith, Dwayne, I agree with you. Smith should start every game. He's a much better option. That's what I thought when they named this team as well. D-Mac carves off 40 meters. ALB's pumped. The Southern coaching box not happy. Aaron Smith's going off. See, man, that's what Aaron Smith brings to the table. He brings that energy. He's like the ultimate hype man. All right, ball not straight. Ash Dixon. So the South will have the ball. It's pretty much game time now. We're about, my game clock is reading 79.50, so we're 10 seconds out. And it's the South ball off a scrum, and they're about 35 meters out. So the South will have the last attacking play here. This is the last attacking play. North are up by 4. South are 35 meters out with a scrum feed. 80 minutes on the game clock. So let's see what the South can do here. Can they snatch the game? North again are going to have to win it with their defense. Scrum reset. But this is the last attacking play, guys. So it's do or die for the South. Scrum feed. The South have got the ball out of the scrum. The ref's got his arm up. Who chips that over? Oh, kicks too far. What's the ref's call here? He had his arm up. Yep, it's a penalty to the South here. So they'll get another attacking play. It's 81 minutes 33. They've got a penalty, so they're kicking it deep for the line-out, attacking line-out. This is coming down, guys. This is coming down to the wire. So North, again, for the 3rd time, are going to have to repel the South to win this game. It's now 82 minutes on the game clock. The North have got an attacking line. Sorry, the South have got an attacking line-out about 10 meters out from the North line. So we're going to have to see some, I don't think they'll contest the line out, but they'll need to be ready for the rolling maul. They did contest the line out. Selby Ricketts wins it though. The South have the ball, and the ref's got his arm out again. It's official. This ref wants the South to win. The rolling maul's now getting some momentum. 5 metres out from the line. South still have the advantage, and they've got a little bit of momentum going. Play breaks down. 3 metres out. Ref's got another penalty. Ball's at the back. Sanders takes it and is tackled. He's 2 metres out from the line. Whitelock's at the back of the ruck. He's going to have a run. Whitelock and Coltman run it. They're now 3 metres out from the line, guys. It's 83 minutes on the clock and a penalty to the South. 5 metres out. Yeah, the South's going to win. The way this ref just continually comes up with penalties. So guys, we're 83-20 here. And the South have got the ball. They look like they're going to tap it. Oh no, Captain points towards the sideline, so they're going an attacking line out again, 5 metres out. Huge finish here. So we're going to need another huge defensive effort here for the North to get home. All right, ball comes in. South secure it. They're not making any momentum yet off the maul. North good defensive. But they peel off here. And another penalty to the South. We'll probably see a card here. Oh, kick across. Oh, Will Jordan wins the game, guys. Will Jordan wins the game for the South. Crossfield kick from Josh Ioane. 1-on-1 against, it looked like Umaga Jensen versus Will Jordan, and Will Jordan wins the game. So congratulations to the ref for... No, jokes aside. Look, there was a lot of defensive pressure there. The ref came up with that call, with those calls continuously. Christie popped it out to Josh Ioane, who had to put a huge crossfield kick. Okay, so in the end, it came down to Will Jordan versus Dylan Hunt. And Hunt a lot shorter than Will Jordan. Will Jordan straight over the top of him, secures the high ball and secures the win. Coaching staff are going off. They're happy. And the South take it. Will Jordan scores the second try of the game. And the South take it. So, what do you guys think? Who's the man of the match now? Game's up. South win. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird finish, that. Kick still to come. Let's see if Jordie Barrett ices it. Bryden says, get there. So the South won it. Aiden, the South wins in the last minute here. Well, overtime, it's 80. Oh, there's still a kick to come. They're almost at 86 minutes. And Jordie Barrett kicks it. So final score, guys. 38-35 to the South. Interesting game. Look, in the last couple of minutes, the North had to repel wave after wave of South attack. They were able to do it 4 times, but the ref just kept coming up with penalties. And in the end, it was one too many. They just couldn't repel that last try. What it came down to, there was a huge overlap though there towards the end. So the kick went over, and it was 1-on-1 between Dylan Hunt and Jordie Barrett. Sorry, and Will Jordan. And Will Jordan is a fullback, so we know he's good under the high ball. He comes up with it, scores the game-winning try. Overall, for me, though, the ref just really had too much impact on that game. I mean, either of those teams could have won that. It really was a contrast between the X factor of the North versus that control, that Crusaders-like control of the South. And in the end, it was their ability to hang tough in the game, play field position, and score points when it mattered. That really, I guess, resulted in that game. But I think the big talking point that everyone's going to come away with from this game is the ref. Far too much influence on that game. ultimately he was the deciding factor as well in that, the defense from the North was great, but the ref just kept coming up with penalties and was able to, it was just one too many for the North to be able to deal with. Who were some of the standout players though from you guys besides the ref? I can see the chats blowing up with comments about the ref. Who were some of the standout players for you? I mean, for me, we've got to look to Jordie Barrett. Will Jordan, in the end, showed that he's an X-Factor guy. I thought D-Mac had a great game. I actually thought the loose forward trios, both loose forward trios had good games as well, but D-Mac impressed me. Who else? There was a lot of this little chip over the top play that Richie Mo'unga was doing, so good to see a little bit of ingenuity there in attack. But if I had to nominate a player of the game, I'd probably give it to Jordie Barrett. I thought he was most influential. I thought his try against Severis in defence was really, really good. And overall, I mean, ref ruined it for sure, but good game in the end. Either team could have won it. So keep it in perspective. This is an exhibition match. Good to see that level of intensity at this level, given the way things are. But South take it in the end. Something like 86 minutes over time. But good fun. That was a good fun game. Now, tomorrow is announcement for the All Blacks. What do you guys think? Who's going to make the cut? I thought what we would do is maybe we could select our own little All Black squad as well. Given, tomorrow morning they're going to be announcing the squads, who do you think should make the cut? I'll give you my version of events on who should make the 23. But if I was choosing the All Blacks right now, let's start with the front row. Cody Taylor has to feature there at hooker, at starting hooker. I think you have to go Joe Moody and Ofa Tu'ungafasi in the front row. The starting locks themselves. That's Patrick Tuipulotu and Sam Whitelock. If I was selecting the squad, then Sam Whitelock would be the captain. But Fozzie's already chosen his captain. That's Sam Cane. So obviously Sam Cane starts there. But Whitelock and Tuipulotu, for me, they pick themselves. Then we look to the back three. Now, Fozzie will say Sam Cane. I wouldn't select Sam Cane. To me, the best loose forward trio in New Zealand would be Ardie Savea at 7, Shannon Frizzell at 6, and Hoskins Satutu at 8. Then we look to the, the good thing about this game, we had a direct comparison in halfbacks. And without a doubt, the halfback that stood up the most, that was it was Aaron Smith, right? So Aaron Smith gets the nod for me in that position as starting 9. Then we look at 10. It's going to be Richie Mo'unga. Richie Mo'unga for me is probably the best of the 10s in New Zealand. Then in the centres. So the one person who's really troubling me in this discussion is Reiko Ioane. I thought he was fantastic tonight, and he's been great all season. I would probably lean towards the experience of ALB and Josh Goodhue Goodhue at the moment, but I'd probably put Reiko Ioane on the bench. But it's real close. I think he's Goodhue's probably slightly above. ALB showed his class tonight. So to me, I'll go with 12 ALB, 13 Goodhue. The back three is tough, man. The back three is real tough. Caleb Clark actually had a good game in the end. But you can't leave Will Jordan out. We saw there 2 tries, 1 a game winner. He's just got too much X factor that you can't leave him out. So for me, 14 goes to Will Jordan. Then you've got a decision between George Bridge. Do you go George Bridge or do you go Caleb Clark? George Bridge or Caleb Clark? George Bridge or Caleb Clark? That's a tough one. I mean, you probably favour the experience of George Bridge right now. Yeah, I go George Bridge. Caleb Clark would definitely make the squad, but George Bridge starts as in the the first 15. And at fullback, can't leave Jordie Barrett out. I just don't think you can leave Jordie Barrett out. So if we summarise that, then you've got Joe Moody, Cody Taylor, Ofa Tungafasi, Sam Whitelock, Patrick Tuipulotu. In the loose forwards, we've got Adi Savia, Shannon Frizzell, Hoskins Satutu. 9 is Aaron Smith. 10 is Richie Moanga. 12 and 13 for me, ALB and Goodhue. Wingers are George Bridge and Will Jordan. And fullback for me is Jordie Barrett. That's my 15. Why to 23? Replacement hooker, I like Ash Dixon, man. He didn't play too well tonight. I'm not a fan of Dan. He's a bit loose on Dan Cole, but he's got experience and he's still got X factor. So Dan Cole's is probably still the second choice, number 2 if I'm selecting the All Blacks squad. Off the bench, Laulala impressed today, so we'll probably go with Nepo Laulala and Karl Tuinukuafe. Replacement lock, Mitchell Dunshea was probably the best of the replacement locks, so I might lean towards him, although Pari Parkinson couldn't play today. Let's go Mitchell Dunshea. Replacement loose forward, I really like Dalton Papali'i, so I probably choose Dalton Papali'i there. And then in terms of covering the back line, you probably want, well, Beauden Barrett, obviously. I haven't named him in the 15, so he's got to feature somewhere. Reiko Ioane for sure makes the squad, and TJ Perenara. Grant says Ash Dixon deserves a chance. I agree with you. I actually think he's the second best hooker in the game in New Zealand right now. But I just wonder if his age will work against him for selection. He is the second best hooker in New Zealand, though. He's above Dan Coles. All right, Grant's convinced me. I move Ash Dixon into my 23. And that's who I would select. D-Mac really unlucky not to make it in. Really unlucky. I mean, there's just so many people there that you can choose from that, it's hard to... You could probably argue that D-Mac gives you 10 and 15 cover. So if he's coming in off the bench with that X-Factor player, he might be able to fill that role. But it's tough, man. The back three have got so many good players. Jordan says Tom Christie had a blind end. You're right. You're correct. But there's just a logjam. Like it's an interesting problem that the All Blacks have got. They went from struggling to pull numbers for 6, 7, and 8 to just having a logjam of talent there. And we've still got James just said it there, we've still got the elephant in the room, that is Sam Cane is still the captain. Which I think, we can judge these coaches by their decisions. The very first decision that Fozzie makes, Sam Cane is captain. Sam Cane's injury prone, and he's proven that, well, we've seen it unfortunately, and I hope for a speedy recovery. I hope that he's able to get over these injury woes, but there is a real issue with longevity there for someone like Sam Cane. He goes down continuously. And the best captain to me right now is Sam Whitelock. He should be the captain. So I don't think it was a great selection there by Fozzie. I think he's shown in his very first decision he's made an error. He's lucky. He's actually getting a bit of a get out of jail free card in that Sam Cane is injured, I hate to say. But it means he can actually look to someone like Sam Cane when he names his squad to take over as captain. So it's a blessing in disguise is the way I'll describe it, and probably good for Sam that he gets a bit of time to rest and recover. But that's my 23. That's who I would be selecting in the All Blacks. Fozzie and Grant Fox are part of the selection panel. They've shown the last couple of years they're not great at selections. So we could get anything in the selections tomorrow morning. But I do expect some of those good young guys to be there. I expect Satutu to be there. I expect Caleb Clark should be at least in the training squad. Will Jordan should definitely be there. Dalton Papali'i, I'd like to see in the squad as well. And it's going to be really interesting how they make up that dynamic. Ultimately, if Sam Cane's out, they might name Whitelock as captain, and I'd like to see that. And Aaron Smith, for me, still has running in him. So that's it, guys. I'm going to sign off now. I've got through 4 or 5 beers. It's been a good time. Good chat. If you've liked this, guys, just hit like, follow along, because I've been a little bit quiet lately, but I will start coming back and doing more of these. I mean, let me know if you've enjoyed this. If you've enjoyed this, then let me know. I've enjoyed putting it on, that's for sure. I'm quite happy to sit here watching rugby and commentating while drinking beer. I mean, there's not much better, is there? So I will be coming back with more. Really appreciate you joining in, and as I said, it was a lot of fun. To all the dads, huge, happy Father's Day tomorrow, Sunday, Father's Day. Hope you all enjoy it. COVID's still out there, so stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you guys back soon.